Hey everyone, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today I want to do a little review on this Bissell vacuum, stick vacuum. If you followed our channel, you would know that I have done an unboxing of this vacuum previously, and I will put a link to that video in the description below if you're interested in the unboxing and seeing how this thing comes and the assembly process, etc. But I thought I would do a little review. We've had it for a while and have been using it. And I had one of my subscribers ask, well, how is it performing? How's it working? So I thought I would do a review and give you my opinion of this vacuum. So let's get to it. One of the things I find not annoying, but different than another vacuum that we had one that would just sit down onto a charging docking station, and you didn't have to worry about bending over and plugging it in. This one comes with a charger that plugs into the wall and a cord, and you have to plug it into the back to charge it. So once you plug it in, the charging light will start flashing. But with that, you actually have to get down on the floor and pick up the charging cable, plug it into the back. So from that perspective, it's a little more cumbersome than just setting a unit onto a docking station and letting it charge. But not a huge issue, but it's different. The unit is relatively lightweight. I would have to look at the specs to see exactly what the weight is. But it's easy to maneuver, easy to operate. It has some buttons here on the top. This is what turns the vacuum on and off, and the beater bar on and off. And then you just have to kind of put your foot on it, tilt it back to unlatch the beater bar. Now, one thing that is nice is once you latch it, it does stand up well. It doesn't tip over easy. So that's nice, because I have had some that once you clip it up into its upright position, it still wanted to fall over. So this one stays upright really nice. So you don't have to worry about it falling over once you clip it up. It does get low as far as being able to get underneath things. And it does have, you see as I turn it, it does swivel the head from side to side. So that makes it easy to get in under things as you're going. And as I said, you have the switch here and here to turn it on. And then down here, this bottom piece actually comes out of the base. So you press this button here, it comes out. And then you have a handheld unit that you turn on with this button. And you see in the bottom, it has a little hole there, and you can have a handheld vacuum. And then to put it back on, you just set the bottom into the base, push back, and it snaps into place. So again, let's turn it on from the top here. We'll push the power button. See, it comes on, the beater bar comes on, or you can press the beater bar button here, and you notice that it goes off. And then if I press it on the handle, it comes on. So you can have the beater bar on or off just by pressing the button there. And it does have a fold down handle. There's a trigger right here on the back that you can pull up, and then the handle will fold down for storage also. So if you have a smaller closet or someplace you would want to store this and you don't want it all the way up, you can fold that handle down and store it, and then it just snaps back into place. The battery life on the unit is really good. I have run it for 30 to 45 minutes before with no problem. I've run it enough to have to empty the container a couple of times to get the to clean it out and then start over again. So the battery life is excellent on it so far. Now I'm not sure how that will be after multiple chargings, or whether the cycles will then make it start going down. But for right now, it's really good. Now to empty the unit, it's pretty simple. Once you have this smaller handheld unit off of the upright, again, you remove it by pressing this button. All you have to do to take the canister off is press this button. It releases this latch here, and the canister comes off. And then you pull this insert out, and that contains the inside. So you would empty this to get the big particles of hair and things out. And then this little filter catches the smaller particles, and then you can twist it, it comes off, and then you have a cloth filter here that even catches finer particles. And both of these filters are washable, which is nice. So you can just rinse this one out. You can rinse this one out also. You just want to make sure that this dries totally before you put it back together and start using it again, because otherwise you could kind of get this gummed up with dust. And then to reassemble it, you put it back on, twist it till it snaps. And then this has a marking on the top that says top, and it goes toward the front where the writing is. And then you just snap it back on by first hooking in the back piece on the little hook here, and then tilting it forward, and it snaps into place. So one of the things I was a little disappointed with this particular unit is that the beater brush motor does not seem to be very strong. So occasionally when you start it up, it will not start. It'll jam depending on how much pet hair is in it, which I think is interesting since this is called the Ion Powerlifter Pet. So it's meant to be used around pets and pet hair. But what I've found is that if you let some pet hair get wrapped up around the beater head there, it'll just stop. So let's do a little bit of vacuuming. You can see we've got quite a bit of grass clippings on where the dogs have come in and out, and some hair. So let's go at it. Now, I have also found that as long as you're going forward, it seems to pick up items like this grass pretty good. But if you're dragging it backwards, it tends to just pull the stuff along with it. Let me see if it'll do it here. So you see I have this grass here. And then see, so when you go forward again, basically what it's done is just piled up all of the grass behind it. But if you go forward, it picks it up. So when you're going back and forth with it, you really got to be conscious that you have to go forward to get it to pick up the items. And you see it does pick up well. I'm not sure how much you can see the dog hair. And it does grab it right up. Here's some more hair here. So it does pick up well while you're going forward. And then I just have to turn around and go the other way. So you see it does really well on the hardwoods here. And then we have some rug areas like this. So you can see some of the grass there. Gets that up well. And you can see in the canister that it is really picking up quite a bit. So I'll continue, and then once the canister kind of gets full, I'll stop and show you. Here's another area that's a good test for it. This is where the dogs sleep beside my bed. And you can see here on this rug, there's quite a bit of grass and things where they come in and get in their bed. So let's see how it does on this. Well, it did really good. You can see that it's got all of the grass up out of the rug here. So it does pretty good on this rug also. And you can see we're pretty full with pet hair and things there. So let's empty it and see what it looks like. I'm outside so I can open this up and not make a mess in the house. But the way this does open is you just push this button on the top here and it releases the lower canister. And then you can empty it out here. And you see there is quite a bit of hair and grass packed in there. And then you press this button on top and it releases the canister. And then within that canister there is another filter you pull out, and you can see that it's got a ton of the grass and hair on it here. So I'm going to pull this out, shake it off a bit. Now, one of the things I've noticed is that as this starts to fill up, there's a little flap inside of here. And it's a little rubber flap that keeps, I guess, the dirt from falling back out. But let me see if I can demonstrate this. What will happen is it'll just, the hair will get caught on that flap. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a little flap in there. And if I hold it sideways, you can see there's the flap, and the hair kind of gets caught between that flap, and you see it kind of clogs up here a little bit. So if I pull that hair out, you see it coming out of that little rubber flap, and then there's still some down in that flap. So if I push it through, I'm not sure how well that's showing up on the camera, but there's that little rubber flap in there. Let me see if I can get my finger in there. There you go. So the hair, pet hair, will kind of push that up and then get caught in between that flap, and then it'll eventually clog up right there. And I've had it clog up to the point that it comes out the bottom part here and then actually fills up this port here that it comes up through. So I've taken that off before, and this will be totally full of hair. So I don't know whether you could actually take that off, this little flap off, and resolve that problem, or then all the dirt would just fall back down through. But that's one of the things I've noticed. And then here, the nice thing about this is this these are washable, and they come off, twist it, this little piece will come off, and then this inside piece. So you can just kind of bang them out a little bit, and then you're good to go. That snaps back together, twist, and it locks together, and then it goes back into the canister. And there is a marking here that says top, which goes to the top like this, and then it goes back into the canister like that. And then of course this can be used by itself. And there you can kind of see the little flap. When I turn it on, see that flap open up there? That is where the pet hair will get stuck in there. And let's see what the bottom looks like, because this is also what I've noticed is that at times if it gets too much hair wrapped around this brush here, that the brush will not start when you turn the vacuum on, which, like I said, is a little disappointing since this is advertised as a pet vacuum. You would think that it would handle the pet hair, and this is not much on here right now, but I've had it where it has more on there. But you can take this apart. I've had to take it apart before to get the hair out, and there's a little screw here that you take out, and that, or you twist it, and it unlocks this little cover. And once that unlocks, then the beater bar will just lift out, and you can clean it and clean all the hair. But you have to have like a little screwdriver. It would be nice, again, if it was maybe a twist knob or something you could do without a tool, but you have to have a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, to twist that and get it out. And this looks pretty good here. And then we just snap it back together. It's ready to go again. So overall, I'm really happy with the purchase and the performance of this unit. We purchased it on Amazon. It was one of the lower price units. I believe it was around $150 to $200, which is lower price compared to some of the ones we've looked at, like the Sharks or the Dysons or some of the others, which can go as much as $500 to $600. So depending on what you want this for us, we have another full-size upright vacuum that we use for most of the vacuuming around the house. We purchased this one for quick little vacuuming sessions where the dogs come in and drag some grass in, or if we see some dust bunnies from the dogs, or as we call it, Aussie glitter, we can grab this and quickly just do a cleanup job with it. So we didn't buy this to be our main household vacuum. We have another upright canister that does that. So for what we use it for and the price we paid for it, I think it's a good buy. Like I said, the only negatives I would have is the fact you have to bend over and plug in the charging cord back here when you want to charge it. And then also we've had a little bit of issue with the beater bar clogging and then not turning when you turn the unit on, which means you have to kind of turn it over and just clean the hair out of the beater bar. But other than that, I think it's got good battery life. The suction is good. It picks up well, and it does the trick. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And if you have one of these or you have any comments or suggestions, please put them in the comments below. I try to read all the comments and reply to everything. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. It helps us out a lot. Give us a thumbs up on the video if you found it helpful. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.